much you want for letting me. Here, actually, I'll say that. Oh.
Hello, my friends. It's been a while, 7 days to be exact, and you know what? It's Monday, and you know what that means. It is time for Talking Shop with the Boss and the Box. With me, as always, tell them who you are, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, I am your boy, the Lunchbox, capital L, capital B. Thank you very much. That is one word. And as always, I am joined by my curiously, coquettishly coy comrade in combat. He is a cantankerous, caring, and compassionate curmudgeon, a connoisseur of combustible content and considerable crap. Coming from the climate-controlled county in California, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon the Boss Blacker.
Dude, do you write those down?
This one, yes.
I was just saying, like, you're good at like everything you do that involves your mouth, giggity, and like sometimes you pull these off just right off the top of your cock, and you're just like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, and it's a beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. So I didn't know if you just pulled it off the top of your head or if you're writing it down. So this time I could tell you wrote it down, but other times I'm not really too sure.
Well, to be fair, this one I wrote down only because I wanted to hit 20. So usually I can pull off 10 without writing. But I wanted to make sure I hit 20, and I was thinking about this one while I was merchandising Dollar General. So, there's that.
Man, so how has your weekend been, man? I had a hell of a week, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, but let's get to you first.
Well, on Friday night, my wife and I celebrated our, let's see, what year is it? It's 2021, our 16th year wedding anniversary. Sadly, due to work and all that fun shit and not being able to get any time off with our short staffness, all I was really able to do was pull out a pretty slick dinner. I made fresh ahi tuna steaks on a bed of coconut rice with fresh ginger, cilantro, and a wasabi sauce.
Ooh, that sounds good.
With sauteed mushrooms and zucchinis to go with it.
Dude. You're speaking my language, man. I like that shit.
I was proud of it, dude, and I'm really big on ahi tuna. It's become one of my favorite things to eat, cook, wherever I go. This was actually me taking a stab at recreating a dish that I made, or that I had in San Francisco. And every few years, man, and I don't know if anybody else like me can chart back the best meals they've ever had in their life. All of you out there, I'm a cook. You know how big I am in food, not only cooking it, but consuming it. And the best meal I previously had was a lamb shank in the town of Solvang back in 2012. Yeah, 2012. And it was a lamb shank with this tomato bisque stew and a bed of rice pilaf. And I've been waiting for years for something to top that. Well, when we went to San Francisco a few weeks ago with my dad, I got this ahi dish that I just mentioned to you, and I had it at Wipeout on Pier 39, which, by the way, if you ever get a chance, go there. House beer's good. That dish is incredible. And so in eating it, my wife didn't want anything. She just wanted to get a drink, and she wound up eating half my fucking food because she does that. And so I had decided that I wanted to recreate this dish, and I'd been trying all week, but as we've talked about, I'm very, very fucking busy at work and being a dad and being a homeowner. So I figured what better day to pull this off than our 19th or our 16th wedding anniversary, 19th together.
And did you pull it off?
Close. Close. I used fresh ginger. They used a pickled ginger, which has a bit of a softer taste to it. So that was the I do. I didn't think I did the coconut rice quite well enough, but it was yay close. Other than that, just kind of hung out, worked all weekend, even picked up an extra shift today, which was bullshit, and we won't talk about that. But and then had something crazy happen to one of my boys last night, which we will get to talk about here in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
But beyond that, man, just been looking forward to this show and seeing what kind of questions you throw at me and see how you react to the questions I throw at you. This should be a little bit of fun.
Yeah, man. So if you haven't seen the description, tonight's episode is we're just going to ask each other some dumbass questions and hope to get some smart answers. So if, some things will be real dumb, and that's the point. If you got dumb questions, please leave them in the chat and direct them towards Box and I. So... and just to reference the chat again, Jordan always pointing out the absolute obvious: food is always good. Yes, it is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I know what she means though with that. Like, just the not everybody has a passion for it the way I do. Period. Most people don't. Most people will tell you they do, but when I start talking cooking dishes or the way something blends with something else. I'm speaking fucking Greek to them. And unless you're Costa, you don't understand Greek.
Well, coming this fall to the Food Network, Lunchbox does diners. So
now, is that going to be like Debbie Does Dallas, except I'm out like banging diners, like the literal building? Like I find a rain gutter and fucking bang it.
Well, yeah, man. So like Lunchbox Does Diners is the story of you going town to town, helping out in the kitchen and making meals for people in different towns.
All right, let's see if we could book that. Like, hey, by the way, I don't have any cooking experience, but let me on your grill for a minute.
Hey, by the way, as we're kind of gearing together for this episode, like, getting a bunch of dumbass questions together, like, I was asked to ask you about a certain something. Hey, can you tell me about your tramp stamp tattoo?
We'll get to that. We're not there yet. We're still in the introduction. Now, because right now we're in the segment of what the fuck have you been up to?
Oh, yeah.
So, Brandon, speaking of which, I heard you went out and did something this Saturday night. I heard it was something that I was tentatively kind of, but not really booked for myself. And that pack of lunatics that I roll with just happened to be there with you. So, please, Brandon, elaborate on what you did this Saturday night.
Hey, man. So, this pandemic has been hard for musicians. And
hey, what's up, Shane?
I've done some real cool things during this whole pandemic. And back in April, we got to play a local show to us that had great success. Great success!
Oh, by the way, what's up, Mike Vanek? I was looking down at the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I've been looking down at the chat, and then I just looked up and seen you've been going, and I realized you're chatting through the restream and not, or from another fucking platform, not Facebook. So my bad.
Yeah. And shout out to Amanda Lopez. Hello there. Yeah, man. So I got to play another awesome show with Suburban Paranoia. This time in Sonora. The last time I went to Sonora, dude, was the Black Bomb Festival. I think this was like Black Bomb 4. I don't know. They're at like 14 now, so I don't know where they're at. But, dude, like we played some place called The Game Room, and this show was off the hook. But I will tell you this. As somebody who has been such a loyal participant to mask culture this last year and a half, going out to Sonora was like the Twilight Zone. Nobody wore masks. Nobody gave a fuck. And that's not a complaint. I mean, it is what it is. That's the way the world is coming back to out here. I know back east it's kind of more the same. But, like, out here, at least in our area, everyone's like, oh, my God, you got to wear a mask. You got to do this. And that's fine. But, like, when we went up there to play the show, everyone's like, woo! It was like the Wild West up there, man. Like,
yeah, dude.
Nobody gave a fuck.
Jen and I went up there for a food festival a while back to go see our boy Aiden Reed and grab some of his hot sauce. And just, we go to Columbia fairly regularly. And for the most part, you're absolutely right. Like, they have not required masks at all. Like, for the most part, they don't look at you funny if you're wearing one. But, like I said, they've kind of just let it go.
Grandpa Vanek in the chat says it actually was the Wild West. Yeah, and I believe that.
No, actually, absolutely.
I believe that. I believe it's actually a location on Red Dead Redemption 2. You could find it there. But, man, I got to tell you something. Like, that was the funnest show I have played in years. Not only was there people there, not only was Nothing But Losers awesome as usual. Forsaken Rage was badass. There was like a little indie rock act that opened up the show. They were badass. But we got the headline, and we headlined to a pretty good crowd. And I'm going to call out Martina right now. She's going to give me shit, and I'm calling her out as we speak. So right before we go on, I go, hey, Martina, you're sticking around for the show, right? She's like, fuck yeah. She was gone within the first song. She took the whole crew with her.
That's the one danger you have when, especially first show back. Me and my boys, we're known for staying, we're known for hanging out, but let off the leash for the first time in over a year at an actual show with a hotel room probably within walking distance. Uh, if not, actually, probably not quite walking distance. Otherwise, they would have stayed. But they went partying. That's how the losers do.
Oh yes,
Like,
I know. And I didn't take it personally, but I just wanted to call her out for that exact shit right there. But the show was amazing. Quinn from Forsaken Rage treated us real good. So did Robbie. Dude, hands down, if you're a band, you're looking to play a place, go out to Sonora, go play the game room. You can hit up Aiden Reed. You could hit up the boys in Forsaken Rage. Man, the game room is awesome. And the stage is huge. It's like one of those old church stages. It's just huge, man. And that was so cool. So that's what I did over the weekend. Saturday, didn't get home till about 3 o'clock in the morning. So Sunday and today, I had quite the bangover, dude.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons. For those of you who don't know, I am kind of on a vacation from Nothing But Losers between the new job, the recent, refinancing my house and getting down on some projects and a few other things. I actually told the guys I think it was time for me to hang it up, and their response was no.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. You are family. You can take all the time you need, but you will never leave this band box. Like, we're magic together. And now that being said, it was really fun to watch the losers from a distance and catch up on the videos and just see my brothers out there doing their thing without me and see what it would be like without me. And you know what? Though I do agree that my extra thunder and my extra presence do bring something to the ballgame, they'd be fucking fine without me, dude. Nothing But Losers is white knuckle tight. There is none better.
Yeah, dude. And I will say that as well. Like, I went to JoJo right before he started performing. I was like, hey, man, Box isn't here, so you got to double bring it? And he's like, no. And he brought it. He did very well, and I think it really helped him and the losers that they had a large stage to play on. So, yeah, you had Rick rocking the hell out over the stage. You had Dave Bell all over the goddamn building.
Yeah, he does that.
Yep. And then JoJo was all over the stage, too. So color me impressed. I've seen the losers no less than like 25, 30 times at this point. And, yeah, one of their better shows.
You know, that's the thing is when you told me you were surprised that JoJo was able to do that without me out there at the helm. Like I told you, man, the Boogeyman himself is a phenomenal frontman, and he always has been. I was not asked to join the losers as a desperation move. I volunteered to step in for Aaron.
Yeah.
While he was on tour. And then they were just like, dude, we love having you around. You worked out that weird little percussion thing. You ain't going nowhere, dude. Stick around, dude. Dude, you've always been a good friend. You've always been part of the family. Like, no, you're ours now. Mm-hmm. And so it was really cool to join something I was a fan of, as opposed to like, the whole, I'm looking for a band or blah, blah, blah. No, dude, I banged my head into it. And like I said, that pack of lunatics has always been something special. And it's been a pleasure to watch them forever. And like I said, and until my glorious return, I'm just going to keep watching my boys do great things, because they will.
Absolutely. And one of the coolest moments that I saw on that Saturday was because that same day we released our music video for Digital Disease. And I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat has actually seen it. So
great video, by the way.
Why, thank you, sir. But that was one of the cool things is like, all right, this song is called Digital Disease. We just released a video for it. And has anybody seen it? And like, there was a lot of people that were like, yeah. I was like, whoa, that feels good.
You did a good job of hyping that up, man. And those of you who haven't seen it, go check out Suburban Paranoia's Digital Disease. It's a good video. It's about the plague that the cell phone has forced upon us. Self-forced. I feel it's funny that you of all people wrote that, because you have one of the worst digital diseases of anybody I know.
I do, and that's the reason why I actually wrote it, because I have to check myself often.
I'm just saying, when you go to concerts, I see half the damn thing through your phone.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. So the actual term for it is nomophobia, and it's fear of being without your phone for the most
Did you
part.
say nomophobia? I thought that was the fear of gnomes.
No, no, not GN. It's nomo, NOMO.
No mo,
Yeah,
not noma.
I said
Which
nomo.
no mo phobia sounds like a good thing. Like I ain't got no mo phobias.
Nomophobia is but this phone. I got 99 problems and this. Okay, whatever.
The fact I can't reach my phone is definitely
Yeah,
one.
yeah. But dude, you got to tell me about that tramp stamp. What's up with your tramp stamp tattoo, man?
Okay, so as anybody who knows me knows, and as the wall behind you will allude to, The Simpsons are the most consistent thing in my life. They have been with me since December 23rd, 1989.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't one of those Tracy Ullman marks. I started watching them with the first Christmas special, Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. Um, my best friend JBD and I had talked for years about getting the Chosen One birthmark that in Homer the Great, which is the Stonecutter episode, for those of you who don't know. It's where Homer is trying to join a cult that Lenny and Carl are in, and he keeps getting pushed aside. Finally, he gets in. He fucks up everything as usual, and when they make him strip down and burn his clothes, all of a sudden there is a mark, and he bears the mark of the Chosen One. So, lady, that's right, Mike Vanek, who controls the British now. We do.
Oh, that's where that came from?
Yeah. So I along my best friend JBD decided we were going to get this one together, and we never did. So my friend, my birthday brother and former bass player Alejandro Lopez, zombie as it were, is also a huge Simpsons fan. He's got Kodos and Kang on his arm. So together we got. Can you see my tramp stamp?
You gotta pull your pants down a little bit.
All right.
Yes, I see it.
That is the Chosen One birthmark, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Alejandro Lopez and I, both being born on November 29th, are the Chosen Ones. So, there's my quote-unquote tramp stamp tattoo. It's a birthmark, ladies and gentlemen. I swear I've had it since I was born. Thank you not to stare.
Okay. I mean, I don't think we have a choice not to stare.
No, I am patented for my ass hanging out all over the place, and I've been trying to be better about it. Because I have a more lucrative and prestigious position in the workforce, and secondly, I've lost a grip shit of weight, so it's actually gotten worse. Like I even bought a new belt, and I've already shrunk past that belt.
Jordan says, "Nice tattoo."
It's a birthmark.
Get it right or pay the price.
Or pay the price.
What is that from again?
Salute your shorts.
That's right. Yeah. Get it right or pay the price.
So, Brandon.
Yeah, man.
What are you drinking tonight? I see you got a mug over there. It seems like you're not in normal spirits.
Well, you know what, man? No alcohol for me. I'm drinking tea. I got to be a little lame, but I'm trying to lose weight. I'm a little portly nowadays. I'm trying to get that down. So, drinking tea, staying away from the alcohol for the time being.
Hey, what's going on, Mary Martha? Good evening.
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row. Good to see you.
So, yeah, she didn't even recognize me at the store the other day, which is funny because there's a lot of people that I'll wave at them in the store and they won't recognize me because of the mask and the weight loss. But if I yell across the store, they immediately, hey, what's up, Davey? They know exactly who I am by my voice. And I said hello to her, and she's like, who is, and I just dropped my mask real quick, and she's like, oh my God, Davey. And like I said, it happens more often than not now. People do not recognize me being a much less heavy man. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So, Brandon, in the vein of that, I will ask you my first question, which is, why are you so lame?
Why am I so... Well, being lame is a gift, man. Like, in order to be lame, you have to have a particular set of skills. And sometimes those skills translate to absolute lameness.
What are some of these skills that help translate to lameness?
Well, I like to go to bed early. You know,
But you never do.
but I never do. So that's a goal I still need to work on. So that's pretty lame. Um, I like to drink only good beer. So you know, I don't drink that shit beer. So if I'm lame for that, that's okay to be
No,
lame.
no, that's one of your better qualities. As you know, I have the same thing. Hell, I'm the one who got you drinking quality beer.
Yes, you did, sir. Uh, and being lame, you know what? Like, I pride myself in being lame because I'm an American. Oh, sorry. I had that kind of, you know, patriotic music going in my head.
The bald eagle, wings flapping in your ears, the flag waving in the wind.
Yeah, man.
I got you.
But like, all in all, being lame, it's the perfect thing for my son. Because if I was such a douchebag asshole, you know, I wouldn't be a good role model. But because I'm lame, I could be a fantastic role model.
All right.
Do you
All
do you
right.
accept that answer?
I will take it.
Okay. So
Like that was one of the questions when we were talking back and forth last night, and you were telling me, you know, the directions you went. I was like, you know, one of my straight up questions was, Brandon, why are you so lame? Like you said something lame.
mm-hmm.
Oh, when you asked why I would go down the slide backwards.
Well,
I told you because I'm not lame like you.
but you know what? I asked that because my very first thought, and I was a little drunk actually. I had 2 glasses of champagne. So like when you asked that, my very first thought was, why the fuck would he go down backwards? This is so weird.
Oh, dude, it was fucked up too. This fucking structure, it had like it doesn't have like a ramp like to cross the bridge. It's like fucking monkey bars.
Yeah.
That with a rail. And of course, my kid runs straight for it because he's a 2-year-old daredevil and he's trying to die all the time. And so I guide him across because he's pretty good with stuff like this. And so he got across it, and then he went all the way in, you know, down the enclosure, blah 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 blah, to the slide, and then he didn't want to go down the slide.
Yeah.
And so he tried to walk away, and I grabbed him from behind like I was going to suplex him, and I dove backwards down the slide. Now, these slides have that hump at the end where you kind of ramp up and it throws you. So not only did I kind of semi-German suplex my 2-year-old son, and luckily I kind of gathered it, so I kind of brought him down towards my chest.
Yeah.
But when I shot out, I straight German suplexed myself, and I landed right on my head, neck, and shoulders and kind of fucking accordion folded on myself.
Hey, so I mean, totally off topic, but like, can you read to me in the audience your last text to somebody that wasn't Jen, me, or Mike Vanek or Tristan?
Sure.
Okay, what does it say?
Whatever. I trust you.
In what context is that from?
That was not part of the question.
Oh, okay. You gotta hold it back.
It's show related. It was. I told you I was gonna pester the boys in Life Jacket about our theme song, so I asked J-Dub, "Hey, did you get that?" And he said, "Yes, we're working on that amongst other things. We'll get to it." Ooh. I was like, "Okay, cool." And he was like, "All right, now did you want us to redo it like exact, or do you want us to kind of do our own?" And my response was the text message I read you. Whatever. I trust you.
All right, so that's kind of a almost heard it here first kind of thing where we might have a new theme song too, by the band Life Jacket, which is fucking cool.
They were our guests last week. For those of you that tuned in last week, if you didn't, you can check that out on YouTube, Spotify. Gun Music Radio, I think, is 1 week behind, so I think that would be coming up on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like definitely go back and listen to us rap with the boys in Life Jacket. That was the J-Dub I wanted for finding love with the Boss in the Box. And we didn't get him because, like, I think he was hoping we got a chick that wasn't, half his age and certainly not his style. And, like, now when he was her age, that had been totally up his alley. But nowadays he's a much wiser man. Mm-hmm. No offense, Biddy, but, Go to the truck. There should be some. But anyway, so, you know, he acted like he didn't want to be there, and then she booted him off the show when he asked for her mom's number. Which was the best line of the fucking show, and then she kicks him off.
Which was won by our buddy Lenny, by the way.
That's right. They did not go on the date, for those of you wondering.
But they did get DoorDash, so that's always a plus.
They did get their separate DoorDashes, yes. Because we come through. We got to do another game show.
Yeah, let's if anybody has any ideas on what type of game show, please let us give us an idea in the chat. That would be very interesting. So we've done Price is Right. We've done Love Connection type game shows. What kind of game show should we do next?
I think we need to do People's Court.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I'm going to reach out and take some swings at some guests. I want the ignorant Shiloh Greaves. I don't even care what side.
I just want Papo Esco again.
I definitely Papo Esco, Scotty, Shiloh Greaves, J-Dub in that mode, like Mike Vanek, of course. Like, okay.
Well, do we really want Mike Vanek? Because like, if we get Mike Vanek, then he'll spend 45 minutes trying to defend one thing.
Well, maybe, like, depending on what that one thing is. Like, I think he'd be more shotgun, more good as a shotgun guest.
You see some of these suggestions. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I like that one.
How?
Where in the world is drunken Scotty Mc? Oh my God! Remind me. You know what? I'm writing this down. I got an idea.
Where in the world is Scotty McRib? All right, I'll give it to you, Jordan. Good job. Oh, not Jordan. Mary Martha. Sorry.
Like I said, I got it wrote down, and I'll tell you the idea. Like, oh my God. And by the way, if you haven't, official, non-official sponsor of the show, Gershok, go buy their socks and join the cult.
And speaking of which, not to get ahead of ourselves, but next week we are watching and reacting to a new Gershok video that they are posting, and it is Scotty McRib doing the McRib challenge. We talked about that, during like one of the game shows, Pay the Price, and well, we had the video to prove it. So we're gonna have a reaction video and more next week.
Yeah, like, and I'm always down to watch Gershok videos. Those of you who haven't checked out their Shot in the Gut, check out. I mean, dude, Gershok's the real deal in every way. Great band, great content.
All right, I think it's your turn to ask me a question.
No, it is not. I asked you why you're so lame.
And then I asked you.
Oh, the text message.
Yeah, or do you want another one? I have a few.
If you want, I got to get to my list here.
All right. So, what's the weirdest place you ever found yourself naked?
Weirdest?
Yeah.
Like,
some place that you're kind of out in the it's out of the ordinary, some place that you didn't think you'd be naked.
Well, I mean, there's been the Fat Cat Music House and Lounge. That was kind of weird.
Where were you in the Fat Cat?
Let's not talk about that.
Why? The Fat Cat's closed.
Yeah, but there are other people involved that might not appreciate me talking about my sexploits. Meaning my wife might bludgeon me. Upstairs, all right, that's all you're getting.
All right, okay.
There's that. I was just thinking about one time, because I'm one of those naked's funny kind of people. Like, nudity does not bother me, like, from like dudes and stuff. Like, I'm in a band with the Gimp, Dave Bell. So, like, okay, I got a pretty good, like, how naked does it have to count?
You tell me.
Well, okay. So we were playing Fulton 55 one time, right? And it was laundry day, and every dude, and if any of you say otherwise in the fucking chat, you ain't a man, dudes, has that one pair of boxers that is just shot the fuck out. Like, they should chuck them, but you know what? You kind of need that last pair of boxers for when, like, you just don't get to your laundry, and then the next thing you know, you put on that pair, and you're like, okay, like this is what I got, and like, the leg, especially if you're a big dude like me, you're fucking, it's the crotch area is blown out like on either side. So basically, you're wearing like, I guess, kind of like a boxer thong thing, it's kind of like a banana hammock, just in the ball area.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
and then but it's a loose banana hammock. So if your twig and giggleberries go to one side or the other, they're falling out. So I'm on stage at Fulton 55, right? And friend of the show and one of my favorite friends out there, Bailey, she is front and center, drunk as shit, and she rips the skirt off Dave Bell as per usual,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I'm up front singing and shooting whiskey guns, and I lean back right in front of her, and she reaches right the fuck up and pantses me in front of like 250 fucking people. And like, I'm like, okay, what the fuck ever, I'm in boxers, and then I realize I'm in that pair of boxers. The ones where you can't. So all of a sudden, until I wound up putting my pants back on, my stage performance became. Y'all who've seen me on stage know that, bowling balls aren't supposed to move like they do when I'm on stage, but I do. And so I'm very fleet of foot. I'm all over the place. I hop, I skip, I jump, I spin, all of it, And after that, and realizing that my testicles were in danger of becoming exposed to the entire live audience, I kind of had to drop down and kind of be just that, kind of do robots and fucking, just no leg movement, river dancing and shit, where, you keep your arms still and mostly covering your privates because they're about to be exposed. So how about that? Full 55.
I love it. I love it. You know what? And I'll join that conversation as well. So there was one time many years ago. I was hanging out with some friends, Mike and Nick, who were band members of my way back in the day in some punk band I was in called Blue December. And
you were 2 months later than Blue October?
Yeah, dude.
So instead of hate me today, hate me tomorrow, it's like maybe hate me next year after New Year's?
Mm-hmm. So they call me up, like, hey, dude, so we're having a party, and there's going to be some stuff going on at the party. And I'm like, sweet. I'm like, stuff? Is it the stuff I think it is? And they're like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, like, there's like him, it's like Mike, Nick, some other dude, and there's like 3 or 4 chicks. I don't remember how many, but 3 or 4 chicks. And they're like, okay, so we're just going to get drunk and we're going to do like a little orgy thing. And I'm like, oh, no way. That's awesome. All right. I've never been in an orgy, but this is going to be awesome. They go, okay. So, so throughout the night, a couple hours later, we're all drinking. We're all pretty, like, plastered. They're like, okay, we're going to all go in this other room and, like, do this thing. I was like, sweet. So for some reason in my head, I thought, all right, everybody's getting naked, so I got to get naked. So I got naked, and I walked into the other room, and everybody's still fully clothed. I walked in, I'm like, all right, guys, let's go. And everyone's just like,
like, you were trying to let them know you came to party.
Now, there was an orgy, but I will openly admit I did not participate. I did leave, which is why I'm lame.
Now, is that no, you did that. That's not why you're lame. You did that because you were lame.
Exactly.
But now let me get this straight. I'm trying to find the right way to word this, so bear with me. Did you leave the orgy because you showed up clearly ready to party? They're like, we're going to go in the other room and get it started, and you showed up like at game time, like you're in that porn where, the one dude just walks in naked, like...
I literally walked in, I was like, hey guys, let's go, and they're like...
And so then, after showing up ready to get involved in this group thing, you fucking just are like, you know what? I embarrassed myself, so I'm gonna pack it up. Is that how that was? Is that why?
Not exactly. So like the actual story, I mean, that's the best part of the story. The actual story on why I left was literally just because like it felt weird. So like, at that point everybody is like fully clothed and they're like, okay, I mean, let's party, and then they kind of like slided into like kind of like making out with each other, and it was just it was a little awkward, I guess. And oh yeah, I remember because it was like 4 dudes and 3 chicks, and I was kind of like just hanging out with like one chick, and then like the other dude was there, and I was like, nah, this is weird.
You were the seventh wheel at the 6-wheel orgy,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, all right, guys, have fun. I'm out of here.
All right, I get it.
So,
like I said, I thought maybe you were embarrassed because you were too eager.
yeah. but that made for a hell of a story, though.
Yes, it did. It absolutely did. All right, Brandon, you ready to play a little FMK?
I would love to.
A little fuck, marry, kill.
I would love to. Let me get a pen here.
All right.
All right, go for it.
F, marry, kill. Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Okay.
Juno, our caseworker from Beetlejuice. Or Professor McGonagall from the Harry Potter series.
Oh man, I would absolutely fuck the professor, for sure.
Okay.
I would kill the caseworker and marry Large Marge.
See, why would you marry Large Marge?
I don't know. I like BBWs. What can I say?
Well, yeah, but she also looked like the social worker from Monsters Inc.
Hey man, I've dated worse. Okay.
And then she did the thing where her eyes bugged out and shit.
I have.
Okay, why are you boning McGonagall?
I don't know. I don't remember what she looks like.
She's an older lady. Do you remember the movie Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah.
She was the Mother Superior nun.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's so much fun.
She's that woman who has looked the same age for the last 30 fucking years.
Yeah, I mean that. Whew, I'm all about it. Give her to me. It should be a fun night.
Now that being said, she's looked 70 for the past 30 years.
I don't have a problem with elderly chicks.
Okay.
Not one bit. I don't discriminate.
And then why are you trying to kill the undead caseworker?
Because she's undead.
It ain't gonna matter.
It's in my biological nature to kill zombies, Dave.
She's not a zombie per se.
She's undead.
Well, actually, I think she's not undead. She's dead.
Yeah. So
like she's not undead. They're ghosts.
Well, okay. Well, would that be more like the scene in like Scary Movie where like the ghost is like fucking the chick? Like, would it be more like that? Because if that's so, I would totally fuck her.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say because I think it kind of would be.
Oh shit! Where'd my light go? Uh-oh.
Did you burn out your fucking halo light?
Ah, there we go.
I thought maybe it was the ghost. She was turning the lights off. She was ready for you.
All right, so I will totally, I'll totally fuck the Beetlejuice chick. I'll marry Large Marge and kill the professor.
Okay, so you just flipped your answers.
I did. Because ghost sex is the best sex.
Do you know this from experience?
Well, if I told you, I'd have to make you undead.
Make me undead? Like, would I be a zombie, a vampire, or a werewolf?
Oh, you would absolutely be... Oh, I mean, if it was you, you would probably be a werewolf.
Probably.
Yeah. I can't see you being a zombie. You talk too damn much.
Some zombies talk. Like Santa Clarita Diet. I zombie.
Oh, man. Give me that zombie chick any day. She is so hot.
She is.
Dude.
She is.
I'm all about that, man. All right, so we talk about boning and sex. Like, I gotta know, man, which male out of your friends would you invite to a threesome, and which female friend would you invite that Jen would approve of?
Wow. And you said you didn't get personal on this one.
Hey, not too much.
This is a pretty fucking personal question, Brandon.
Hey, I said I didn't get personal much. I didn't say I did not get personal.
This is much personal.
It is.
You know what? I don't know if I could hammer out a dude. Like, I mean, conventional logic would just say go the easy route and just be like, hey, Dave Bell. Like, I mean, because, from all accounts, dude knows what he's doing. Like, fucking, he's badass. He's a fun guy. And he seems to just kind of have the lifestyle for it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go with Dave Bell. Like, easy answer, because then I don't have to put too much thought into it.
But do you remember the second part of that question?
Which lady would I bring in that Jen would approve of?
Uh-huh.
The problem is, define approve of.
Ooh. So,
like, do you mean like she'd be cool with, as far as like, hey, you could go ahead and I'd be all right with this chick coming in? Or do you mean like that she would approve of being as Jen finds her appealing?
B. Definitely B.
I don't think I have any friends that Jen would go that route with. Certainly none that I'm comfortable naming on the show, because, there's the fact that they might not be cool with being outed like that, and then they might feel weird. And then B, like, I don't want my wife coming and yelling at me being like, I don't think that chick's hot. Fuck you. Like, that bitch is ugly.
All right, then A. Who would she approve of? Not appeal to, but approve of.
You know what? I can't really think of any. We just don't get down like that.
No,
I
know, but it's hypothetical questions are fun.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't even know which route I could go with that. Like, I mean, like, there's that one friend, Amber, my wife said she's hot.
Wait, is she busy right now? Let's ask her. Let's phone a wife.
No. You know what? Okay, fuck it. Let me see if she's game.
All right. While he's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, do you have any dumbass questions for us to answer? Because that would be fun. I want to see what kind of questions you can leave for us. Now let's see if she's game to answer this question, because this would be amazing if we can get Jen to answer this question, because we all know, most of us know Jen, and she's awesome.
I said I'd invite Dave Bell because, by all accounts, he knows what he's doing. But, it's his thing. Like.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
So we wanted to ask you a question, or you can join us for the duration. It's up to you. But so one of our dumbass questions that I asked Mr. Lunchbox is, which female friend would you invite? Okay, so the whole question is, which male out of your friends would you invite to a threesome? And now, which female friend would you invite that Jen would approve of? And I wanted to ask you, who would you approve of in that situation?
I also made him clarify as far as approve of.
You mean not stab?
See, that's where I was going with that, the first thing, because I asked him, like, define approve of. Do you mean that Jen would be okay with, or do you mean that Jen finds it attractive? And he was like, B, because he's wanting, to picture you, with women and shit.
Not stabbing them?
Yeah. So, and then he asked me about the stab, about, okay, so who would she be cool with? And I'm like, dude, honestly, I don't know. We don't get down like that, and to answer either question, if I threw it out there, she might be like, no, that bitch is ugly. Like, or, So he was like, phone your wife, see if she's
You phoned a friend?
Yeah, he asked me to use my lifeline.
Yeah. I want to get an answer straight from the Jen mouth.
I don't know. I could see Dave Bell, though, for the reason that you had said. Because, like, he wouldn't make it weird.
No!
Afterwards.
Or during, probably,
No.
like...
That's probably not true, maybe, but...
Yeah, well, fine, weird.
Yeah, no weirder than usual, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
Normal weird.
Yeah, standard business with Dave Bell, like... like I said, by all accounts, the man knows what he's doing, so, I mean, hey, there's that, like...
Yeah, he would just be like, afterwards, like, hey, guys, want a drink? Like...
He would call JoJo and be like, guess what, dude?
Dude, I beat you to the punch, bro! And JoJo would be so mad. So mad, because me and JoJo have been respectfully hitting on each other's wives for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like, JoJo's even said that the only reason they really let me join the band is so they could potentially see my wife's boobs.
Hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet.
What kind of friend are you? All friends show each other's boobs.
Hey, if my wife wanted to show her boobs to my band, I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. But I've got one up on JoJo that I've seen his beautiful 25-year-old daughter's boobs. Like,
damn. All right.
I can't think of the girl part of this question. I'm still thinking.
About JoJo's 25-year-old daughter.
Well, do you want us to move?
I mean, I probably wouldn't kill her.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Do you want us to move on and see if you can think about it just a little bit more?
You might have to, otherwise.
All right, so you're just going to blurt out a name later on? Yeah. Mike Vanek just texted me, and I quote, "What the fuck am I watching?"
If we're getting reactions from Vanek, we're doing something right.
That was the point, brother.
All right, so I gave you a very thought-provoking question. Now give me a dumbass question.
You call that a thought-provoking question?
It did provoke thought.
It did provoke thought, actually. Like, now that you bring it up.
Worth of thought.
All right. What is your dream pet? And don't give me no bullshit like, oh, I want a fucking beautiful German Shepherd, blah, blah, blah. No. You know where I'm going with this. What is your crazy dream pet? You're a billionaire. Anything in the world. You've got the habitat. You've got the... What crazy pet do you want?
Dude, how cool would it be to run around with, like, one of those African grays on my shoulder all the time, just repeating phrases that I would say? Like, I would just want my own personal Iago, like, on my shoulder all the time. Ah! You fucked up!
But a gray or a macaw? Because Iago's a macaw.
Well, you probably the gray, considering they can talk. Like,
well, so can macaws. Like, a lot of breeds of parrots can talk, but the gray, they have the vocabulary and temperament of anywhere between a 2 and 5-year-old child.
Yeah, I know that. I know that from experience. Like, back when I was a wee little lad, my mom was dating some guy who looked just like Rick Rude. I guarantee it.
I got a Rick Rude story for today now that you bring it up.
Looked just like him. It was either Rick Rude or Magnum TA or Magnum PI. It's all the same thing.
Mary Martha says, "Good evening, sweetheart."
And, I would sleep over their apartment or his apartment, and in the middle of the night, the bird would, like, talk and stuff. But in the morning, the bird would be like, it's 6 a.m. Get up. Make me breakfast. Get up. And I'm just like, what is going on? And I didn't know the bird talked until it woke me up. But I always thought it would be really cool to, like, just kind of do a Jack Sparrow kind of thing, and just have a pirate with me. A parrot with me all the time. Just act like a pirate. That would.
No, you don't want to have a pirate with you all the time?
I mean, they usually smell, so no.
So do parrots.
Yeah, but you can clean them up real good. But no, like, I would want a pristine, super smart African gray parrot to hang out with me and, talk shit with me.
By the way, those of y'all in the chat, go ahead and ask questions. Jordan did ask you, by the way, if you would get a tramp stamp like me.
If I got a tramp stamp, I would get a real tramp stamp. I'd get like a real big like tattoo on the back. You know,
Like you get a tribal right there on the base of your spine.
yeah. Or I'd just get like a tattoo of a pelvic bone like on the back for no reason. It's like I don't know. Like I think it would be fun. Like maybe I could do like a big target or something like that. You know, I do love going to Target, so you know, I wouldn't put it past me to get a Target tattoo. I mean, every tattoo I have so far is some sort of trademark of something.
It wouldn't give you free shit though, just for having that.
You like walk into Target, like, where's my discount?
No, this is better than the Red Club. All right, this is better than Cartwheel. Dude, we should get the show logo tattooed over a nipple.
Ooh. Ow.
Ow. You'd never see her nipple again.
So I'd have to pick my least favorite nipple.
Yeah. The third one.
Tristan, do any of us have an ass tattoo? No. But that would be fun. But
I did show you the close. That got brought up. He was told to ask about my tramp stamp.
That's not a tramp stamp. The stonecutter thing?
Yeah.
That's not a tramp stamp at all.
That's not a tramp stamp.
That's not even a little.
But everybody, like, even you jumped on the bandwagon when I first got it. We're like, oh, so you did get a tramp stamp.
It's not that.
Yeah. So, like, you know, Dave, I want you to describe, or can you describe a scene from a movie that describes your life right now?
That describes my life right now.
Yeah, man. Like, what scene from what movie describes how your life is right now?
Somewhat the scene in Fight Club when he's on the plane and he meets Brad Pitt. And he talks about how he's the coolest single-serving friend he's ever met. And he's like, single-serving friend, huh? That's clever. How's that working out for you, being clever? You know, like, I feel like my cleverness is going to waste, is I think what I'm getting at. Like, that's the one thing I have with taking a break from the band and just grinding so hard at all these home projects and all this work. Like, I will say my creative side is taking a hit right now, and that's my own damn fault. Like, I'm not trying to complain, but that's kind of where it is. I've been reading a lot more, actually. Like, as a lot of you probably noticed, I'm a little absent on social media recently. Ever since my dad was down, and I really tried to put the phone down and spend some quality time with my father, I've made it a point to try and put the phone down. Maybe Digital Disease, go watch Digital Disease by Suburban Paranoia, by the way, has kind of sparked that in me. So I've been trying to put that down. I also want to see, I want my son to not be a screen junkie, even though I'm somewhat responsible for that too. And so a lot of what I've been doing is I pick up a book in front of him and try to influence him that way, because he wants to be just like me. The other day, my wife took video of it. He washed the dishes, cooked a meal in his little play kitchen, and then he plated it on the table, and we sat and quote unquote ate.
Hell yeah.
And to see him do that, and there are times when he's in the kitchen where he'll point up at the stove while I'm cooking, and I'll pick him up and he'll stir. Mm-hmm. You know? So my kid wants to be just like me. So A, I need to get my creative side going again so he sees that. And B, you know, put your phone down, pick up a fucking book. Like, because I've mowed down a book and a half in the last week.
You know, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little jealous. With the schedule that I have in my life, it is impossible to read. Like, I can barely get through comic graphic novels, let alone an actual book.
You know what, Mr. Blacker, as we discussed a few weeks ago, where it comes to holding you accountable and nobody will do it but me and Heather. Mm-hmm. And even Heather's going to take the just kind of glare at you silently approach until you figure out why she's glaring at you. That is complete bullshit. And when I do my Monday motivation, which I I may do half in the bag tonight after the show, and I may do tomorrow when I'm a lot more free thought. And that is, if you don't have time, create it. Go to bed later. Get up earlier.
Well,
take a bad habit that you do and ditch it for the good one.
Yep. And
pay dividends.
And would you look at that? We took a dumb question and turned it into a very thoughtful answer once again. Good job, Lunchbox. Okay.
Mike Vanek has thrown a question.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. So, promoter.
Good night, Mary Martha. You shouldn't leave yet.
Before we get to that, Rivy asked a quick question before Mike. And this is to both of us, obviously. If you could fight a Bengal tiger or a giant owl, which one? Ooh. I would fight the tiger.
I think I'm going with the owl.
That would be the easy choice. And let me tell you my thought process on that. So I was thinking like, ooh, the giant owl, like that might be like an easy way out but man, like it would be hard.
Shoot a picture of your tramp stamp in my DMs, Mike or in Brandon's DMs, Mike Vanek. We'll get it on screen.
Trying to fight a giant owl is just kind of like trying to like punch at the air and they'll just come down and like get you. Like it would be hard, but fighting a tiger, you know exactly what you're going to get. So, trying to like strategize a way out of the fight or at least to survive a fight. I mean, yeah, I guess it might be easier to fight a giant owl, but at least with the tiger, you know how they're going to attack. You know what they're going to do for the most part. So I would pick the tiger solely based on the fact that I could blind him. Maybe. I don't think I would win, but
okay. I like how you answered your question.
Well, it was for both of us.
Okay. Here's why I take on the owl. You say you know what the tiger's going to do. No, you don't. Those motherfuckers, they have claws, they have teeth, they have body weight, they have all sorts of different fucking weapons that they know how to use, and you cannot get away. If you climb a tree, it's coming after you. Mm-hmm. If you go up a hill, it's coming after you. You can't outrun it. You can't, none of it. Now, an owl, that is a predictable attack because it's gonna basically circle and then try and swoop and pick you up. Like how big an owl?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Big enough to pick up
like my size?
That's a big ass owl. That's scary as fuck.
That is scary as fuck, but it's a bird and it's got to be light enough to fly. So it's got hollow, brittle bones. So if you fucking take a bat to it or even like a heavy device and you get a good shot in, you can probably break a wing. And if you can ground that motherfucker, you automatically have an advantage.
So Rivy says a human-size owl. Yeesh.
Oh, Lenny just brought up a good point. Would it be attacking me at night?
Oh. See, therein lies a much that just kind of reminds me of shit. What was that movie with the scarecrow dude? No, not Joyride. Why am I? God damn it! Why am I forgetting my horror movies?
Anyway, what was the point? Like, was that just because everything's harder in the dark?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, see, my biggest fear is something happening in the fog. Like, we have thick-ass, sock-you-in-ass fog out here in the Central Valley. And if you fucking, like, go through an earthquake or some major disaster and it's foggy, like, that just ups the creepiness, like, 3 or 4 times.
Jeepers
yeah. Creepers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what it reminded me of. Like, human-sized owl, like, coming in, swooping at you, just reminded me of Jeepers Creepers, man.
That thing's way meaner than an owl.
Yeah. I might as well just be an owl.
No, fuck that. It absorbs people. Owls just eat you.
You're going to end up being an owl pellet.
Yeah, man. I'm going to end up being an owl pellet. It's that or tiger shit, all right?
Well, I mean, at least with an owl pellet, we could bring it to classrooms and have students dissect it.
Did you hear what Jen just said?
Mm.
She'd pet the fuck out of both of them while they mauled her.
I stand a chance. I might as well pet them.
All right, Brandon. Mike Vanek wants us to address his question. All right. Promoter doesn't pay you, but on the counter are the keys to his house and the car. What do you do?
Well, I ain't fucking with a man's car, but I will fuck with what's in their house.
If he's already left, first of all, how in the blue fucking hell did he leave without his keys and to his car and his house?
He got fucked up and took an Uber.
Okay. Now, assuming I know where he lives, I'm going to show up at his house polite as fuck and be like, here's your keys, here's your shit. Yeah, man. Like, I'm going to bring it up because if he's that drunk, I'm going to talk him into paying me. I'm the lunchbox and I get what I want.
Sure.
So pay up. But I'm not even going to have to be violent or douchey about it at all. And if he's still at the bar and he's left all this stuff there, I'm going to get a hold of it and take it to him and play the same card. Preferably while he's still got the cash box in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, you can go the high route, or you could go the route where you destroy his flat screen TV and throw it in the fireplace. That would be fun too.
Is that what you would do?
I can not confirm nor deny.
Hey, did you not pay me for the times we played Red Hat?
Yeah, I paid you.
I think you missed at least one.
I paid.
And I know where you live.
I paid JoJo.
I was talking about the brutal time.
Yes.
We brought Christmas.
What's your point? So did his name is Robert Paulson.
No, that was Morbid Curiosity.
Same band, whatever.
No, bull motherfucking shit. Chris. Rick Chavez came in dressed as Krampus that night.
That was dope.
With 6-inch hooves, dude. That shit was gorgeous.
And he played.
By the way, Mike
on him.
has texted me and said this is worse than Raw.
Why do you gotta bring us down like that, man?
He didn't bring me down for shit. Different strokes for different folks. We've discussed this. We're a fucking variety show.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're going to do shit like this. More often than not, we're going to have a guest or a band or talk about wrestling. But tonight, Brandon was like, hey, let's interview each other and talk some dumb shit.
Mike Vanek mad that he wasn't the person that you would take home?
Yeah, Mike Vanek, are you just mad that you weren't my pick for a dude in a threesome? Because if that's what you're beefing about, fucking get over it.
You hear Ida in the background. You better become his threesome partner.
No, Ida'd be like, you can't go, Mike Vanek.
You can't go.
But hey, if you wanted to show up, Ida, how you doing?
Hey, I mean, it's nice to have an award winner in the sack. So it's.
Stab Ida.
Oh, my wife said she wouldn't stab Ida. Because she's afraid I'd stab her back.
Hey, that's progress right there. There we go.
Ida's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Like, straight up.
Mary Martha says, I think this is way better than Raw. I could stay awake for this. Raw, I couldn't. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, especially lately.
Oh, God. Let's not get into Raw, man.
No, that's not this week. We'll bitch about Raw next week.
We could do that next.
Well, and then in addition to the Gershok videos, we also next week can bring up some of the bigger releases that WWE did this last week.
Oh yeah, that sucked.
You know what? I don't think it sucks at all.
Okay, let's.
You want to get into it?
Yeah, you guys want us to talk about wrestling? We can talk about wrestling for a few minutes. And while we're doing that, so WWE just released Braun Strowman. They just released Aleister Black.
God, you are one of the worst hype men I've ever met.
What am I hyping? People got fired. Shut up.
Yeah, but you start with the crappy ones that nobody cares about. Like, you'd be like, they let go of Ruby Riott and what's her name, Santana, fucking, like, et cetera, and then be like, and surprisingly, they let go of both Aleister Black and, most surprisingly, Braun Strowman.
And most surprisingly, we have a official tramp stamp picture sent by Mike Vanek. Oh, here we go. Is that Vanek? Looks like Bubba. Here we go.
Oh my God! It's the built tattoo, and the fucking the pentagram, pentacle.
Built. Oh, is that the band Built?
Yes. Oh, dude, do you know? Were you a Built fan?
I've seen him.
Built was the motherfucking shit, dude. Modesto's champions. Would you please take Mike Vanek's naked back off the screen? And how dare you say you're thinner than me? Fuck you, Mike Vanek.
There you go.
My back doesn't look like that.
We're about to lose viewers in 3, 2, 1.
I said, please take Mike. Thank you. Fuck. Are you think we're gonna lose viewers because we took Mike Vanek's sexy back off?
No, we kept it on. Well, at least he shaves his back. Good job, Vanek.
I don't think he needs to.
Hey, man, I'm jealous, man. I'm an Italian man. You know, I've got a lot of Italian in me, which means I'm a hairy man. Like this, I got all sorts of chest hair. Like there's hair that grows everywhere, so I got to maintain that a lot.
So if we do Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box, do Star Wars, you're definitely fucking Chewbacca and I'm Han Solo?
Well, I mean, I'm not I'm not like Indian descent hairy, but like I'm pretty hairy.
Give me your best Chewbacca. Yep. You're Chewbacca. I'm Han Solo. Chewie, shut the fuck up. All right, so let's talk about the releases real quick.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, okay. It sucks. And I think it sucks for WWE, but you know, I think the route that you were going with is, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is good for them because I mean, let's look at the big ones here. Braun Strowman, yes, he's been world champion, but he's been featured in a lot of stuff and just a lot of goofy stuff, and he's had that whole Big Show 50-50 kind of booking thing where he's heel, he's face, he's heel, he's face. He's in some goofy ass program where he loses for no reason whatsoever. Like, just as a wrestler, it's not a good look. He got paid a lot, but it's not a good look. Aleister Black, fantastic wrestler. I'm a huge fan, so I'm gonna mark out for wherever he shows up next. But dude, like, they brought him onto the main roster and did what with him? Stuck him in the butt.
You know, the thing is, like, you and people like Mike Vanek always get on that tangent. You know, oh, well, they came up to the main roster and they got ruined. There's a lot more things going on in the main roster. There are a lot bigger people going on in the main roster. There are a lot of things that just like anywhere else, you know, you're quote unquote moving to a new company, you know, or at least a new show. So you have to be inserted in there. Aleister Black, Tommy End, whatever you want to call him, is a fantastic fucking wrestler. One of the best. The character, I enjoy the entrance. I enjoy the presentation in the ring. That being said, motherfucker can't talk to save his fucking life.
Well, he is.
And when
he's what, Swedish, I think.
And when you know what? No, he speaks perfectly well. Perfectly well. It's just that he is not good at saying compelling things, bringing you. I mean, the biggest thing, let's not forget, come knock on my door. Basically, the open challenge, you know. And don't get me wrong, that gave us the match with Cesaro, which was fucking gorgeous, you know. But that being said, as a character, you know, you even, I remember when you talked about how then he put on an eye patch and just started showing up, beating people up, and I'm like, but he can't talk. And you were like, he's a smashing machine. He doesn't need to talk. And I was like, that only carries you so far.
And then there's Goldberg.
Well, but it only carried him so far. Once the streak was over, nobody gave a shit about Goldberg.
True story.
You know, and people like the occasional Goldberg appearance or whatever. But it's the same theory. Goldberg, Ultimate Warrior, the list goes on.
Ryback.
Like, smashing machines have a fucking shelf life. And if you're not going to be more than that, you're only going to be so much. Braun Strowman was a good example. Dude was a smashing machine. And then he developed a personality, and he developed a human side and a little bit of that gentle giant and funny giant, but he's also huge and can kick your ass. And I don't know whose fault it is that he wound up in the position he was in. I don't know if he just took the employee mindset of this is what they want me to do. I'm going to do exactly that by the script. Mm-hmm. Or if he had a bunch of cool, fun ideas and they said, no, don't know, doesn't matter. But he wound up in the holding pattern that you said he was in, which he'll always be making good money. He'll always be in a featured spot. He'll always be doing something cool. But if he wanted more and he asked for that release so he could go out and get more, or if maybe he's ready to move on, he's made his money.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a multitude of things. Either way, it sucks for the company on not getting to see some of those people when we enjoy what they do. But in the end, I'm all about the artist. And if they go on to do something cool, great. If they don't, great, because they probably didn't want to.
And that's what I'm looking forward to with Tommy End, formerly known as Aleister Black. Yeah, he can't talk, but he has a good character when he needs to. Like in NXT, he was fine. Anything he did in NXT was great. He didn't talk much on the indies. I've seen his work in like PWG and stuff like that. In the indies, you don't talk that much other than like maybe a quick pre-match promo or something. But yeah, like, okay. So, and then there was Lana and some other NXT people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
You know, Lana asked for that release because she wants to go hang out with her husband.
Hell yeah. And that's going to be fun.
Whether she actually shows up on TV or whether she just shows up and hangs out backstage with him. Mm-hmm. Like, she might be tired of the public eye. I mean, shit, after a while, all they did was throw Lana through tables.
Yeah, for like 9 weeks straight.
Yep. Like, her gimmick became, I go through a table. Like, maybe she's tired of it.
I don't blame her for that one. And then one prospect that I'm really interested to see where he's going to go is Murphy. That dude's a stud in the ring.
He will definitely wind up in either Japan or AEW.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, I would actually prefer to see him go to AEW New Japan and do Super Juniors.
Oh, 100%, man.
Dude, TJP mm-hmm. is okay in Impact. When I saw him at Best of the Super Juniors against El Phantasmo, oh my God. What a fucking match.
Lightning in a bottle, I can imagine.
Yeah. I was mad that I missed El Phantasmo versus Ospreay for the finals, but we saw that live. Oh, dude, and Ospreay versus Show was what we saw live. And that was the first time I saw Show do a singles match. I was fucking floored, dude.
Jen smiling.
Like,
she loves Show.
Different show.
Different show, but Show smiled at us at the restaurant after San Jose. Smiled at me.
I was trying to catch, dude. I was thinking about the other day. We should have sent him an appetizer.
I didn't know what else to do. I just had that.
Yeah, like a whole
face the whole time.
We went to the San Jose Civic Center to watch New Japan, and it was pretty much our first big night out without Wolfie. You know, this is back in 2019 when Wolfie was born. And so we went, and it was a much smaller venue than I thought it would be. A lot of fun. And, of course, when you're in San Jose, you go eat at Original Joe's. And it happened to be across the street. So we walked over to Original Joe's. About 5-10 minutes before we finish our meal, we look up, and then comes Toru Yano, Gato,
Rocky?
I think
Rocky wasn't there.
No, it wasn't Rocky Romero.
There were a couple other people I don't remember.
There's a table of the three I mentioned and about 3 or 4 other New Japan wrestlers who had just wrestled the event we watched. Mm-hmm. And you know, they were looking around, like, kind of trying to see who the wrestling marks were, and there I am in a fucking LIJ hat.
And I'm staring at.
and Jen's staring with her mouth open, smiling and shit. And Sho looked over it right at our table and looked right at Jen, and he gave a big smile and kind of a half-hearted nod. Yano was trying to avoid eye contact. You could tell, like, he was kind of being shy, which sucks because we've all discussed Toro Yano is my spirit animal. And if I ever wrestled, I would definitely try and hawk my DVD.
He's a funny guy.
Oh, dude, and he's good, too. Like, his matches are some of the highlights of any show he's on. And, I mean, for the guy to be the first guy to take out Moxley in the G1 by taping him to fucking Shooter.
That was good. Yeah. Dude, that's a hell of a story. All right.
Speaking of stories, real quick, did you have another question loaded?
Sure. All right.
Okay.
So, you're a smart guy. What food would you build a rocket to the moon out of?
Cheese.
You bringing cheese to the moon.
Well, I mean, the moon's made of cheese. Didn't you know that?
Apparently.
It's scientifically proven.
What kind of cheese, though? Moon cheese?
Swiss.
What? Good night, Mary Martha. Thanks for watching. Huh. That might be one tasty rocket ship.
I'm just saying.
Even make it.
Hey, what's Lenny doing over there? What's up, Lenny?
Well, yeah, Lenny, come on. All right, that was actually why I asked if you had a question loaded, because one of the reasons I didn't do quite the questionnaire as I wanted to do. By the way, was there a correct answer to this?
No.
Okay.
There never is. Traditional question. Ninja versus samurai. No, fuck that. Viking versus ninja.
Two different forms of combat. All right. And if you didn't watch The Deadliest Warrior,
Great show.
Which is one of, oh, dude, I'm going to go see if I can't find some of that on YouTube, drunk as shit tonight, being as Lenny's crashing, we're drinking beers. And see if I can't find some of those. They did Ninja versus Spartan and Samurai. Who did the Samurais take on?
I think it was the Viking. I think it was Samurai and the Viking. And the Samurai won.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
A Viking versus a ninja, if we're talking hand-to-hand combat, like straight up they're in front of each other, toe-to-toe, Viking's going to win that one. But if there's that element of surprise, that's where ninjas are at their best.
Ninja, they had that the black egg.
Yeah,
the
pepper egg.
The pepper egg. Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically it's not only does it blind your opponent, but it gives you a second to disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I want to go with the Vikings so bad, but yeah, I got to give it to the ninja. They're trained, they're disciplined. They can almost anticipate, what kind of attacks are going to come up. They're fast, they're agile. The Vikings, hey man, I would want a Viking on my side in the fight, but if they're going hand to hand, I got to give it to the ninja.
See, hand to hand,
I think
I give it to the Viking.
Yeah, Viking.
Now, but like I said, if the ninja's using his elements of surprise, then it's the ninja, because ninjas are assassins, so they're trying to get in, kill you in your sleep, or take you by surprise and get out of there. Not saying they can't fight, but they don't have any armor. They're smaller, so if it gets into that grappling physicality, don't get me wrong, ninjas are probably strong as iron, but you're talking about a Viking that's probably going to outweigh him, probably going to outmuscle him. I don't know. Like I said, the variables are just fucking explosive.
Vikings would think that ninjas' style of combat was dishonorable.
Cowardly,
yeah.
Would we ever be a musical guest for WWE Raw or an event?
No, fuck that. Read it right. She says, "We Raw," and that's a typo, and I'm running with it. So we would definitely do that, in any form. Nothing but losers, suburban paranoia, or me and Brandon being the fucking vain bastards we are, giving the devil his due.
Why not?
But Brandon would have to let me sing more.
Well, yeah.
Just say. And we definitely play the theme song. Like we'd finish fucking Only the Dream Survives and all of a sudden fucking be like, ladies and gentlemen. And then we'd try and host a podcast and make them drag us off stage.
Yeah, man, we would have our own talk show segment on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, dude, could you imagine that? We'd be cooler than Piper's Pit, Snake Pit, The Flower Shop, fucking Brother Love.
A Moment of Bliss.
Moment of Bliss, Ms. TV. Elias didn't have an official thing. What was Chris Jericho's thing?
Oh God. What, I don't know. The List of Jericho?
Oh my God, I can't remember it.
I don't know. He had a thing though.
Yeah, I just can't remember what it was called. But yeah, all of those. We'd be better than all of them.
That would be fun. But unfortunately, we're very long-winded. So, I mean, we could probably take the whole first hour of Raw. That would be fine.
I'm just saying, the calls have been made. We don't know if we're going to get it. Like, keep your fingers crossed. Yeah, pray for us. Everybody pray for us.
All right. So you can either give me a question or we can go into Lenny's story.
Let's go ahead and go into Lenny's story.
All right. So, Lenny, something happened to you. Tell us what happened.
All right. This was...
do you need a reload for this?
No, I'm good.
All right.
This happened yesterday. I was about, 3 blocks away from Dave's house. And, I was in the left lane. I was making a left turn, and I got T-boned. I got T-boned from some guy who just ran the red light and freaking totaled my truck. Cracked the frame, freaking smashed the door in, everything.
Well, before we show those pictures, and we have those pictures.
You do?
Tell him the same way you told me yesterday.
All right, okay. So I'm chilling in my truck after I got hit. I'm just sitting there, I was like, okay, I just got hit. This sucks. I'm probably in shock. Ah, fuck. Until finally a bystander comes by, knocks on my door and says, "Hey, I'm gonna open the door, all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And he opens the door, and I have this huge freaking jar of change in my truck. When I got hit, it flew all that change out into my front seat. It was all over the freaking floor on there. And I was coming to Dave's to drink, so I had beer in the back, which did the same fucking thing. So when he opened the door, all this fucking money just starts pouring out of onto the fucking road, and this beer pops out and starts rolling around everywhere, and I'm just, it's not mine.
Like your sister said, all we needed was for your weed to just fall out your pocket.
Oh, that's not a good look.
That was perfect.
Try that. That's the liquid gravity Baby Carlos.
Baby Carlos.
All right, so the first question we have to ask is, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. That's actually really awesome.
That's really good, right?
So what are you drinking? What is that?
Well, originally he was drinking Anchor Steam or Anchor Brewing Co. Anchor California Lager. But what I just broke out, and all my hangover fans will appreciate this, is the Liquid Gravity Baby Carlos Strawberry Lemonade Lager.
What the fuck?
It's awesome.
Picture this. You're at a bachelor party, and you wake up, and you're trying to gather your wits. One friend is missing a tooth. You're not 100% sure where you are, and you have a child with you that you didn't have the night before. What do you do?
I would freak out.
Well, you do what any self-respecting person would do, and you adopt that child as if they were your own and try to give them the best life that you can possibly give them. Even when fate intervenes and you are able to locate the parent of the child, you never give up hope that one day you will be reunited. Baby Carlos, we know you miss us too, and in your honor, we have brewed this strawberry lemonade lager and want you to know that we will never give up hope of being reunited. Somewhere out there, I know he misses us too. Baby Carlos Strawberry Lemonade Lager. 1 pint, 5.5% alcohol by volume.
With that being said, let's look at the damage of Lenny's truck here. So, a hit and run, or getting hit, whatever you want to call it.
It was a hit and run.
Yeah, it was a hit and run. He took off.
Man, look at this.
I like how it looks like there's a body. That's just the tow truck driver, by the way.
Is he wearing?
Dude, and he had those fucking gay-ass Tim McGraw.
about to say that.
I'm sorry, I don't want to use the gay. My bad using that term. The almost the skinny jeans with the embroidered pockets from back in like 2009.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, what is going on with that guy, and why is he wearing rhinestone pants?
Hey, he's like a rhinestone cowboy.
It's the whole indention of the car that hit me. It was a small car too, and I have no idea how he took off after hitting me like that. So,
dude, we found
I have pieces.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have pieces of his car in my truck because when they were cleaning it up, they were just throwing everything in my truck, and I was looking through it, and I was like, "Hey, this isn't mine. It's the other guy's."
Oh my god.
Yeah, when we cleaned up Tristan's truck, we're like, "Wait a minute, this isn't from your vehicle."
Wow, dude. Well, I'm glad you're okay, for real.
Bad luck.
I hope you get a nice truck out of the deal. I hope you have good insurance.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Damn, dude.
USA.
Oh.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
It looks like Stormy's a little upset at that, too.
Stormy was not happy that he got into a wreck. And what sucks, we could hear it from our garage.
Yeah.
My wife, mentioned it.
Whoa.
She was like, hey, I heard the rice rockets out there, and apparently they hit someone, and Lenny was on his way over to drink a beer and slap some cards, and I was just like, man, I hope it wasn't Tristan. Jen's like, nah, there's no way. And then right about then, I get a text message, hey, dude, I'm going to be a little late. I was involved in a hit and run just now.
I know, in typical Tristan Lenny fashion, he's just like, hey, man, I'm going to be a little late.
Well, and so, I first thing I did was ask him if he's okay. He's like, yeah, I think so. And so I went and told Jen, I was like, I think I'm going to walk over there. And she's like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, do you really want to take Wolfie to the scene of an accident? She's like, yeah, that's probably not smart. Go ahead. So I start heading down there, and Tristan's texting me, so I call him. And, I talked to him for about 2-3 minutes, and I'm like, hey, are you still there? Yeah, why? Because I'm about halfway to you. Oh, you're coming down? Yeah. All right, I'll see you when you get here. And he hangs up. And me and Tristan are clearly pussies, and here's why. One of the cops who looked like my old boss, but way buffer, Brian Rocha from Freshville,
Mm-hmm.
His name tag said Jay Marston.
Oh.
And neither Tristan nor I have the stones to be like, are you John Marston, from Red Dead Redemption?
That would just make the whole Lenny thing perfect.
John Marston.
Dude, how did we
Just
not
ask him, hey.
How did we not ask? Be like, does your first name happen to be John? I was thinking a hell away, but he seemed really tense. The other cop seemed really cool, but that one, he seemed really tense, and I figured they were already weirded out by me just walking up, because Tristan. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, there's a stop sign and the road splits off, so there's that little triangle where if you get caught crossing from one side of the street to the other, you stop in the middle of traffic. Mm-hmm. Tristan and the officers are in that. And so I go hit the walk button, and I walk over to them, and they think I'm just going to, walk across the street or whatever, and I stop, and I reach into my pocket, and I'm like, hey, Tristan, I brought you a bottle of water.
I was like, what?
Well, and the cop was like, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm not bad, and I stopped and started hanging out, and it looked like he was going to tell me to go away. Politely be like, sir, this is the scene of an accident. I'm like, yeah, this is my best friend. He was on his way to my house. He called me. I live about a block away.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what's really weird about it, too?
What's that?
Is the cops showed up within 5 minutes.
What?
Really quickly.
By the time you hit, the sirens were already happening. They were looking for that guy already.
Yeah, so fucking...
Well, I hope they find him.
Okay.
They actually took off saying that they think they'd already found the car and they were going to get him.
Yeah, they were telling me like, frick it, we're just gonna make sure you're safe. We're gonna get your truck out of the road, and once it goes, we're gonna go after him. Like there was a lot of witnesses, a lot of people stopped. They were helping me out of my truck, stuff like that. And, yeah.
I thought it was the cop.
Throwing beer back in my truck for me.
See, I thought it was
like,
the,
hey, you gotta put that away.
I thought the cop opened your door and the beer rolled out.
No, it wasn't the cop. It was like it was just a guy, and like and he's like, oh, you gotta put that away. You better hide that.
So,
It weren't open.
well, that's good. Separately, I got a question for both of you. Can atheists get insurance policies that cover acts of God?
Yeah.
I
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get that it's not fair, but hey, atheists get to celebrate Christmas and all the other religious holidays. So why the fuck not?
yeah.
What does an atheist call Christmas?
Happy
Probably
holidays.
or Yule
Yeah.
or Kwanzaa or one of the other ones. Like, who gives a fuck what you call it? Hey, if you get the day off work, which I do, and you get to spend it with your family, call it whatever the fuck you want. It's all Christmas to me.
Yeah, indeed. Give me a question, sir.
Bust out my list here.
Do you have?
What's the one thing you will never eat, regardless of how hungry you get?
Oh man, that's the easiest question ever. I will never eat canned spinach. That is the worst shit I have ever had in my entire life. It smells
Canned.
spinach. Man,
No.
it smells like
Chicken.
sewage.
Pretty-
It tastes like it. No.
This is stuff Popeye ate.
Ugh.
He's just like eating me a can of spinach.
I've eaten canned spinach. I gussy it up though. I throw in some garlic, maybe some onions, a lot of seasoning. So I can deal with it. I prefer fresh spinach. Like I forgot my salad dressing today when I went to work. So I was literally munching on like broccoli stalks, blueberries, blackberries, and fucking raw spinach. Just dry.
Oh, God, no.
No, it was fresh.
I mean, regular spinach is fine. Anything that comes out of a can that resembles like wet leaves and smells like, literal sewage when you put it in a pot and cook it. No.
It does kind of smell like farts, but if you spice it properly, it's not too bad. And we've discussed that. So tune in for cooking chops with the bots one of these days.
Yeah, I won't do it. No. That's what about you, Lenny? I mean, what is something you will never eat?
Okay, I've eaten pretty much almost everything.
Yeah. What was
The only thing I didn't eat was when I was in Thailand.
Why does it always come back to Thailand?
Because I had very interesting food in Thailand, and there was
And
this guy
hookers.
peddling. This guy was peddling bugs, and we were all drunk, so we're like, "Yeah, let's go eat some bugs and shit like that." So we buy some bugs. He puts in his little cart.
What kind of bugs?
There's just random bugs and stuff. They're like grasshoppers, and I'm gonna get to it. So there was this one bug in there that I would not try at all, and that was the grub or like the maggot or whatnot and stuff like that. That was the one I just did not try. I tried the grasshopper, the cricket, everything else, but that was the only one I didn't touch.
Yeah, oh man. I mean,
It was
Timon and Pumbaa love grubs, but man, I can't imagine that squish biting into a grub. Ugh.
I'm going to tell you something from a bad experience. I know that maggots are not soft.
Oh.
So, when we first bought the house, like within a week of closing, my boy JBD had told me, hey, my roommate's moving. He's kicking me out. I got nowhere else to go. Can I come rent a room with you guys? And I was just like, okay. I guess. And the night before, about a week after we moved in, and John moved in while we were on vacation, we went to go out to Oklahoma for my dad's wedding. And I had cooked chicken and left it in the trash can. And John did not take it out. So one morning I wake up to an explosion of maggots all over my fucking trash can, all over my kitchen floor, like just all like, and I'm talking like fucking a 10-foot circle
Oh my God.
of maggots. Yeah. And so I do the only thing a responsible person could do. I go to sweep it up, you know? And the broom's on the other side of the maggots. So I walk across them, and there is just this sickening fucking crunch.
Oh.
Like, just, like Pop Rocks going off in your mouth, but against your slippered feet.
See, that's not where I thought this story was going to go. I thought you were going to, like, do something like dig into whatever was in the fridge for too long and, like, you know, like, just bite into it. Like, oh, look at this Chinese food.
You left a donut on the dashboard. Hey.
Right, hey, donut. No. As far as things go, like, I won't eat maggots. Like, I would try the maggot cheese from France just to say I did it.
Yeah.
I'm, as we discussed much earlier in the show, I'm a connoisseur of food. So if you're going to throw any culinary delight in my face, barring some crazy allergic reaction that, hey, we don't know until it's too late, I will eat just about anything. But oddly enough, the one thing that you could never get me to eat is a very common household thing, and my wife is going to blow up here in a second. Do not ever put a plate of olives in front of me.
I was gonna say it. Olives. Would you try balut? Is it balut?
Balut?
Balut.
Balut?
Would you try
Yeah.
balut?
Yeah, actually, Saron's supposed to get me some balut.
I'd try it.
Oh.
Eat that in my presence.
Huh?
Eat that in my presence. It'll be gross.
Yeah, I eat veal. I cry
Oh,
every
dude,
time I eat
veal is so good.
It's
I
so
have
good.
no remorse about eating
I'm
veal.
sorry though.
Like
It's so good.
I the first time I was getting plated and served some veal, I was like, oh fuck, man, this is baby cow that's been like chained down so it can't gain any muscle and milk fed, and then fucking lives a horrible life, and then fucking I cut my first bite of it, and fuck that, I have no remorse anymore. If they ever stop making it, oh well, so bad, too bad. But beyond that, like, if there's veal available, I will buy it. I will eat it. I'm gonna have veal tomorrow night just because we mentioned this.
I mean, speaking of making stuff, I mean, can you guys tell me how to make a unicorn?
How to make a unicorn?
Yeah, how do you make a unicorn?
Find a mama unicorn.
Okay, Brandon, when a male unicorn and a female unicorn really love each other, like they get together and then they do that thing like the donkey show in Tijuana, except for it is two unicorns instead of a donkey and a woman. And
It's okay.
they do the thing, and then like rainbow sprinkled semen comes flying out of the male and goes up into the female, and then boom, like 6 weeks later, unicorn. I couldn't remember the fucking gestation rate of a horse, all right?
What is
Well, it's a unicorn, all right? So 6 weeks.
It's magical.
what is Mike Vanek talking about?
Magic.
They trashed her on TV. Oh, I think he's got some catching up to do. Okay. They trashed her on TV. I think he's talking about Lana. So he's catching up on the chat. All right. Oh, yeah, Murphy is going to Impact. Okay, so he's talking about wrestling. So he's like 20 minutes behind.
Or the chat's lagging, one or the other.
Yeah, one of those two. All right, so give me a little something. I gave you a couple somethings.
No, actually, the last one was mine, bitch.
I just asked you like 4 questions.
No, I just asked you what you would or wouldn't eat. You just asked me about a unicorn.
All right, so
All right, let's get some stones under you, Brandon. Who would you go back and punch that you have not?
oh man, that's also.
Because I know you used to be a little scrapper.
Oh man, so you know,
Fights.
Which I can't even imagine you getting into fights.
are you kidding me?
No.
Dude, all throughout high school, Before I turned the age of 18, man, I was fighting everybody. I was in fights all the time.
You were Russell Crowe fighting around the world.
Fighting around the world.
I was
Come on, Tugga!
with Tugga.
I was a street fighter. Dude, I was fighting at parties. I was fighting at school. I was fighting at church. It didn't matter where I was at. I was getting into fights, man.
Were you singing your own songs while you were doing it?
No.
Pussy.
But dude, like, you know, I stopped getting into actual physical fistfights because I realized I was too pretty for prison once I turned 18. So I wanted to stop that whole thing.
Okay.
But if I had a chance, and there's been many times that I had a chance, but I didn't do it too often. I would beat up my stepdad. You know, that's a whole long story.
That must have been embarrassing for him.
I don't really want to get into that per se, but one person.
So he's not on the list because you did punch him.
I've punched him. I'd like to punch him again, though. I'll put that on record. Somebody that I never did get a chance to punch, which I wanted to punch so bad during the time, and now I don't care that much, but if I still got a chance to punch him, I would, was one of my ex-band members from back in the day, man. So he was the one who broke up the original creation of Giving the Devil His Due. For my own, and granted, it was all of my own fault. You know, I'm completely the asshole in this scenario, but he was also an asshole for involving himself. So, all right, the story is this. I'll make it brief. The story was, I was cheating on my ex, and I thought I was really cool, like talking to my band members at the time, you know, doing the whole bro code kind of thing, like, hey dude, like I'm messing around with this chick, ha 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 ha, it's great, ha 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 ha, you know, like, you know, just bragging about what I'm doing. And I didn't think nothing of it for a while, and then I started getting into some you know, issues with the band. And, you know, started disagreeing about stuff. And then basically one day during our last show as this incarnation, our bass player, which I don't want to say his name, he sat down and was like, all right, here's what we're going to do. After this show, we're changing the name of the band. We're changing this. We're changing everything about the band. And I'm like, what? He's like, if you don't like it, you can leave. I go, okay, well, let's just talk about this. Like, I didn't know. And he started like giving me some like band names. I'm like, God, these are fucking terrible. These are terrible band names. And he wanted to like change the style of music and all this other stuff. I'm like, no, I don't like this. So, a few days later, they're like, all right, are we having band practice? I'm like, you know what? I don't like what was going on, so I'm going to quit my own band. And that was the opening where he came in. He was like, well, you're going to quit your own band? Well, fuck you. I'm telling your girlfriend about what you've been doing, and I'm going to do this and that. And like, just, and he did, and we broke up, and it was just one huge, big jumble fuck. And I never got a chance to punch him in the face.
So you'd take that chance if you had it.
Oh, hell yeah. This guy, and again, it was my own fault. You know, number one, for just being a douchebag, and number two, like, just, like, you know, bragging about that kind of shit. Like, yeah, it was my fault. I openly admit that. But this guy just took it up to another level.
Is that just because he was snitching on you?
It wasn't just the fact that he snitched on me. He went out of his way to find every piece of evidence that he could find in order to further incriminate me. It wasn't just like, hey, just to let you know, Brandon's cheating on you. Like, he went out to stage screenshots went out to go find the chick and get her to say certain things to me on text message so he could screenshot them and then send them to my ex, and then just do all sorts of stuff to further incriminate me. It wasn't enough to just be like, hey, he's cheating on you. He went above and beyond to do what he could to fuck me up.
Fair enough.
So fuck that guy.
All right.
Even though, again, I was the asshole. Fuck that guy.
And where's this guy live?
I don't know anymore.
We've been drinking beer, Lenny. We're not driving to him.
So
We're not gonna go pick up
Let's go take a
Brandon.
road trip.
We're not gonna go pick up Brandon so we could go to this guy's house so Brandon could get this one back. Like, we're not doing it.
You just fucking knock on his door. Hey!
Hey,
You remember me?
remember Brandon? He's here to punch you.
hey man, so like, if someone sold you their soul, what would you do with it?
I'd eat it.
That would imply that I would want to buy it.
I mean, what if it was cheap? Like.
It doesn't matter. I would actually not want anything to do with anybody else's soul. I already have enough problems taking care of my own.
Okay.
Like, straight up. Like, I'm a firm believer in the soul. I don't necessarily know exactly what, I guess you could call me agnostic, only because I wonder about what's beyond. I do believe in a beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are too many anomalies, too many crazy things. Every human body loses, I want to say, I might be wrong on my numbers, but I think it's 0.7 pounds at death.
Yeah.
It is, and there is no explanation as to why. This is after bowel and bladder. This is after all bodily fluids have released. This is like every body loses that same amount of weight, which the only fucking explanation is the energy that would be your soul, the thing that makes you human, the thing that makes you different, the essence of who you are. And I'm a big believer in taking care of that aspect of you. You can call that mindfulness, you can call that morality, you can call it whatever you want. So in the end, I would not accept said soul because I don't want to buy nobody's soul. I got to take care of my own. I don't want responsibility for yours. Keep your soul. Work on it yourself.
All right, before I demand a question from you, is cereal soup?
No.
Why?
Cereal would be closer to stew.
And stew is not a soup?
Stew is not a soup. Stew is thicker than soup. That is the difference between stew and soup.
Learn something new every day. I would have thought cereal would have been soup because you are putting items in a liquid.
No, that doesn't make it a soup.
I mean, by definition, if you look at soup, it's just kind of the same thing.
No, soup is thin. Soup tends to be more broth than substance.
But what if it's fat-free milk? Because fat-free milk is thin.
Yeah, but it's not soup. Because fat-free milk is fat-free milk. Now, in the end, the chunks of what you are eating are thicker than what you are pouring into it.
Now, by definition, does soup have to be hot?
No. Because there's a dish called gazpacho, which is tomato soup served ice cold.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I accept that. Is Lenny still there?
Lenny is still here. Lenny's crashing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm crashing.
Well, hopefully not in the bad way.
No, he did that yesterday. Now he's just hanging out drinking beer. So he ain't going, and he had his mom drop him off, so he ain't going nowhere.
Good.
He ain't got a car. Fucking loser.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a couple more questions each, and then we'll call it a day, huh?
All right.
All right, so give me a question.
This is technically my last one on my list.
Okay.
But you know me, I can come up with anything crazy off my dome. But, Brandon, who do you consider a hero or mentor? Now, I ask this question because I know of your independent nature better than anybody. I know how you are. You shuck authority. Like, you have always had that and still have that angsty teenager vibe.
I do.
And you don't listen to nobody.
Not usually.
So, my question is, who are your heroes and mentors? Who can sit you down and make you listen to them? Who can give you that touch?
Well, you kind of said a lot of what I would have already said. Like, the reason I'm the boss is because I get shit done. And I've always got shit done. Like, all the time. So, dude...
That's I think, honestly, in the core, I think that's the connection between you and me.
Getting shit done?
We both have that mentality of get it done.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely, my friend. So, as a mentor, okay. I don't have many. I've never had many. Like, ever. I've never had, and it's going to get a little personal. I'm sorry, folks. You know, we're supposed to be funny and humorous, but you know what? I'm going to get a little deep for you. So, I never had a father figure. I've never had that individual in my life to, sit me down and tell me the wrongs or the rights that I'm doing. My mom was never good at that stuff. She would just tell me what I'm doing wrong, and she would never tell me what I could do right. So all of my life, I've had to figure out how to be independent, and I've had to learn everything the hard way. I've had to learn by making mistakes and realizing what to do and not what to do. But I will say this. I've had a teacher in my life who I am friends with on social media. I talk to every once in a while. But this individual actually kind of, showed me that it is possible to motivate an individual. All right. This teacher was awesome. He helped me graduate high school and kind of just showed me that there is good in this world that come from adults when I was a kid, and still does. He's still super positive. Hell, he even came to one of my shows one time, and that was super cool. His name is Ryan Ing, Mr. Ing, and this guy was just awesome. I would consider him a mentor, or at least just somebody who has steered me in the right direction in life for once. I'm sorry for going deep on that one, guys, but I didn't think there was another way to answer that question.
I was hoping you were going to say me. That was really what I was aiming for. I was aiming for a little bit of love and all that good stuff.
Well, all right. So, Mr. Lunchbox, I will give you that. I will give you that every single week, every Monday, you do Monday motivation, and you come up with some really good stuff. And every once in a while, you will come up.
Honestly, man.
Hold on. You will come up with something.
My bad. It lagged.
Yeah.
It lagged. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
So every once in a while, you'll come up with something that will hit me right in the gut and go, yeah, you know what? Your life. You're right. So, kudos. You get a very special golf clap just for you.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
Okay, so we're having connection issues. That's what it is. Honestly, man, my whole goal in life is to impact positively. Maybe it's the Baptist upbringing, but I always take into account the whole great white throne of judgment. Yeah. Supposedly, everybody will stand before God and have their lives played in front of them. And I've always liked to think of it as a Rolodex. Like, if there was a Rolodex that played every person you've ever met in your life, and it stops on me, for whatever reason, it stops on me. And they're like, tell us about this guy. I want you to be like, hey, he had a positive impact on me one way or the other. Mm-hmm. One of my proudest moments in life, and it happened when I was like a mere 15 years old. We were doing a thing at youth group, and this particular youth group, mostly we just hung out. It was basically a way for a mom of all of our friends to keep us off the streets and keep us from, smoking weed and doing the debaucherous things that young people do. And, we'd watch movies, we'd fucking play games, we'd, just have a ball. And when it was asked, who are your heroes? One of my buddies, Brian Hepworth, said me. And that meant something to me, and I asked him later why. And his biggest response was, you're honest. You're really honest. You carry yourself in a way that makes people gravitate towards you and makes people want to be like you, at least in their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And the most constant thing in my life has been, dude, you have a great attitude. I can't, if I could, and that's the thing. I'm not good at many things, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of a shitty drummer. I'm not a great singer. I'm an okay husband. I'm a pretty decent father. But in the end, what's carried me through, and I put this to you all, just act like you know what you're doing half the time. and it will make people think you know what you're doing. And as long as you do it with a positive frame of mind and you're trying to push people forward, it will have a positive impact on their lives.
All right.
Stay positive.
Now
stay positive.
we got deep again.
We got real deep. So how about this? I will leave this on a positive note, and I'll leave it on a fun question. Mr. Lunchbox, the zombie apocalypse has begun. You have an SUV and a baseball bat. Where are you going, and who is on your squad?
All right. So, if we're going to say SUV, I'm driving a Suburban that's got 8 seats in it.
That's right.
All right. First of all, of course, the first 2 seats are occupied by my son and my wife.
Bingo.
Straight up. Like, you got to take the family in the zombie apocalypse. Hey, you know what? Maybe the kid's dead weight. Maybe he's a weapon. I'm working on a spike helmet I can have him run at people with. I'll use it to kill zombies. So, there's that. Number 4 in the car, of course. Right next to me is my boy Lenny. Because he's a Marine-ass Marine.
You need to...
And he knows how to survive in tough-ass situations. Yep. Secondly, I ain't taking nobody else. Fuck y'all. Like, y'all survive by yourselves in the zombie apocalypse. I'm packing so many supplies and my drum kit because the world's going to need drummers.
And toilet paper.
And I'm going to have an abundant supply of food, toilet paper, and drums.
Oh, shit.
So there are only the 4 of us. I'm taking...
That's all right. I'll caravan behind you.
You know what, Brandon? I'm sorry, but you're zombie fodder, brother.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I've seen how you move. You don't move that fast.
I don't have to.
And it's just like the theory of like when you're with your buddy and you get chased by a bear. How do you outrun the bear? I don't. I outrun my buddy. Like, sorry, Brandon, someone's got to take one for the team. It's going to be you because I figure you'd understand.
And that's exactly why you're not my hero. We'll see you next week, everybody. This has been Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box, episode 114. Thank you, Tristan, for joining us. Thank you, Jen, for joining us and chiming in. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for your questions to everybody watching in the chat. Rivy, Jordan, Amanda, Mike Vanek, and all of the good people who have joined us tonight. Make sure you tune in next week where we react to a Gershok I guess video. It's a pretty long video where Scotty McRib takes on the McRib challenge where he
eats 10 McRibs.
We'll see.
10.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan. I get the McRib every time it comes through, like at least, 2 or 3 times every couple weeks. But oh my God, he eats 10 in a sitting.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week when we do that whole thing, and we might have a couple surprises with that as well. So make sure you're here next week at 8 p.m. on Talking Shop with the Boston Box on Facebook, on YouTube, and Devastated Media on Twitter. And
you mean Twitch?
What did I say?
Twitter.
Okay. Well, that's what happens when I don't drink during the show.
That's what happens when I don't drink.
All right, ladies. Okay, so you can find me on the Instagrams at The Real Brandon Blacker on Instagram. You find my band, Suburban Paranoia, everywhere on social media, and find Giving the Devil's Due at GTDHD on Facebook. And I don't know, go find me on OnlyFans. Anyways, Lunchbox, where can they find you?
Well, first of all, Brandon, we cannot end the show without paying the bills. Would you please flash that all-important graphic on the screen?
Well,
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need financial advice, contact Leilani Mosinske. That's Leilonimosinske. She is a financial professional. You can call her at 510-571-7215, or you can email her at Leilani. That is once again leiloni.wfg@gmail.com. License number 0M14654. You can also check out her website at www.wfgconnects.com/LeilaniM. She will teach you the rules of money, tax-free retirement, asset protection, college planning, principal protection, legacy planning, recession-proof industry, home-based income, small business exit strategy, increase your cash flow, and the fine art of estate preservation. She also offers you free financial education class and statement breakdowns, and for a limited time, she will offer a free financial consultation and plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, please contact Leilani Mosinske, first official sponsor of Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. And of course, you can also check out anything to do with Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box, anything to do with damn near any band everywhere, by checking out Mike Vanek Sucks.
all right. Well, Mike Vanek is, Mike. Oh, I'm trying to find the Mike Vanek Sucks flyer.
Dave Bell! Dave Bell's watching. Dude, we told you could be the dude in our threesome earlier, but you missed it.
He totally missed it. That's awesome.
Oh, he totally missed it.
Well, that ship has sailed. So Mike Vanek Sucks. You can find him and his entertainment blog, MikeVanekSucks.blogspot.com. Also, go find him on facebook.com/Mike Vanek Sucks, SUX. Also, text him 865, text metal to 864-824-6427, and go get your band, project, or feature on his blog or his podcast. Is he still doing that? Because, man, it's been like 2 or 3 days since I haven't seen an interview, so...
Hey, man, you know what? We talk about, I remember a time when you and me talked about pumping out that never-ending stream of content. Yeah. Mike Vanek does it. He lives it, breathes it.
Absolutely. And last but not least for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and check out the Aftershock Festival. That's right, October 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th at Discovery Park in Sacramento, headlined by Metallica for 2 nights and the Original Misfits. That's right, we got Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein with Dave Lombardo, Jerry Only, and Danzig. Also, you have The Offspring, Machine Gun Kelly, Gojira, Rancid, Volbeat, the Dropkick Murphys, Body Count. You remember them? They have Ice-T in it. You could also find...
Dude, I've been listening to Body Count the last 3 days.
Dude, Body Count's dope, man. On
CD, yes. Live, not so much.
I agree. Mastodon, Pennywise, Rise Against, Social Distortion, where you'll be bored for the next 30 minutes.
I am so all about Rise Against.
No,
dude.
I love Rise Against. Social Distortion. If you like that song, you probably like Social Distortion.
I love Social D, dude. Fuck off.
And last but not least, Asking Alexandria. They're still around. Atreyu, Anti-Flag, August Burns Red, and the Butcher Babies. Go check out the Aftershock Festival at www.aftershockfestival.com. That is October 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th at Discovery Park. But don't forget it.
Give us our press passes, Aftershock.
Yes.
Give them to us.
I'll
be there.
And I wonder if...
We want to interview Limp Bizkit.
Oh, man. I want to talk to Fred Durst so bad.
Wes Borland. I'd so rather talk to Wes Borland.
Man. Are you guys going to Limp Bizkit Day?
No, we didn't get free tickets for that.
I've talked to Wes Borland.
But if they give us our press passes, we will.
I've talked to Wes Borland, and he's awesome.
If they give us our press passes, me and Brandon are going to somehow bulldog our way into an interview with Danzig. God damn it. We'll make it happen. We promise.
Let's hope he
One way or the other. Even if it's just him hitting us and kicking us and getting kicked out by security, we'll do it.
Yeah, let's hope Danzig, all 4'7" of him, doesn't beat us up. So, anyway.
Dude, yeah, but he's 4'7" wide, too.
That's true. Even at 65,000 years old, he's about as old as Roy Stanley. And you know what? This has been our episode. So we will see you next week, ladies and gentlemen, on episode 115. Be there.
I got something to say. I punched the boss in the box today.
It won't be the first time it will ever happen anyways. All right, good night, guys. Bye.